had, a few years ago, we started doing stuff,
We had a big community meeting, do you remember?
well, that was, I don't know, we were doing stuff at October, we were going off with, we were bringing kids out to the bush and doing stuff. So we got back statements to the band, chief council showing that trying to put this down, during these times when we had these things. So we got, we're told that that wasn't good enough. That's not what we want. My thing is, maybe it's just like nepotism, or jealousy. Like, we have to do it, and we have to realize that there are people, we have people at home already that can do the job, that are willing to do the job, and for whatever reason, I can say, whatever, but I just think he was that, last name or not, or maybe we just don't remember calling on the bitch. I never thought you did. I did it for a long time. But I'm not in it. Some people still hold that and just, they want to climb up and they want to still be on the bottom. That's one thing. You've got guys that are being held back. Guys that have won in training and I've offered, like I said, I've talked about it, that guy knows anyone in Alberta right now. I thought they got their own business, 4 or 5 of them business in Toronto. That's what I thought when you think about it. And I tried to offer that same thing down here, just several things that I went to them. They want this, they want that, but for whatever reason, I thought that just, I do myself, I do stuff on my own, I take kids out, and that's just because that's neat, that's what they need. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say to make them know on my bottle, or tell me what to do. This is just what I have to, because I heard it, see kids talking, and I see the parents see rules, and turn it back. There's nothing back to it, because when I go, it's still there. You still see it, and it's just getting worse. Understand it. Same guys will come, oh, they would please, well, let's do something for the kids. Oh, we don't do this, we don't do that. Well, why not? We got reach, and it's, to me, that's the best thing. We had all this technology, and now they say, well, I'm too younger, the area, standing up and saying, no, I don't want to change. And to me, that's pretty inspiring. I don't know if I understand anything, nothing. Part of the problem is they did was jump for over half a minute. And then as I'm jumping, I just assume that people were taking my best interests to heart. But little did I know, it wasn't happening. So that's the lesson. We still got lots of, like, there's so much, like, here in the art and the department and the craft work. Teaching and build stuff, and many of those skills I'm going to teach that. I give that to the kids now, but we can do so much more. There's just so much more. But they said, you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to make a mistake. I learned that all through my life. I didn't make anything. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. That's life. And you gotta trust. You gotta trust people. There's people out there that want to wait for us. That have been to school, that have got their training. We're being overlooked because we gotta give to somebody else. We gotta give somebody else a pass. I've missed out a lot of stuff on the certified driver. Like I said before, I gotta watch Crucial Town. I don't know, that's one of the things that got shafted in those doctor meetings. I was told that I was one of the ones that was coming to school, among a few other things. And that's probably why one reason I was happy, because I know I'm not the only guy that has happened to. And I just want to say this, it's time for people that push around and start thinking, blaming other people for other stuff, and we're holding other people back. That's what there's nothing for. We've got so much, we just got to get over that. Like, we're all brothers and sisters, we're all related. We all think most of us all we achieve online. So we know we're all related. Distantly close, we're all brothers and sisters. I can manage to close to you, everybody. We're related to the animals, plants. That's us who we are. We want to start taking care of each other and listening to each other. That's the biggest thing, listening to what each other has to say. And these things I noticed this past years, but
make the employee update. Who has a website for a First Nation that's 2007, you said it's updated? My God, there's nobody in here or in the buildings down there that can update that. 2007, that's 5 years ago. I don't know much about computers, but I'm telling you, I could go and update that. You're gonna have to use whiteout and write on it for God's sake. It's just insane to think that the comfort level that some people have needs to be challenged. And I'm not saying you're fired, I'm saying, come on, like, don't you have a care for the community? You're still gonna get your paycheck, just change the date or something. I just can't believe that we who are accessible to stuff compared to Attawapiskat who doesn't get it, compared to the Northwest Territories and to the Igloos I visit at the Nunavut, my God, they're far ahead. If you were to come with me, and I would love to take some of you, if you've seen what they're doing and what they don't have compared to what we have access to, we are light years behind in some areas. Light years. And then when you Skype this, the people that you need to sit on the committees, they can bring in their gift and say, oh, I have a contact here, oh, I know about that. But if we just keep going to Garden River and put up a posting, we need housing committee members. A lot of the committees, no one shows up. Well, who wants to? You're fighting against your own part-time. Put it out on Skype. Anybody out there want? I'll go on there. There's a lot of people who are intellectual, intelligent, have seen other things, learned new ways, tried something different. They'll bring that through with technology and say, yes, I want to be able to say proudly from Toronto, Manitoba, whatever, I am of Garden River and I'm still a part of it. Not, well, I'm a Garden River, but I don't have no say anywhere. That's what INAC did to us. That's what Indian Affairs did. That's what treaty says. We don't have to follow that. It's time to give the voiceless people who lived off and who still live off the voice back, and we can set the precedent. Not wait for the government to say, okay, you can try it. No, we've tried it. You catch up.
Okay, for probably the old guard that's here, I don't know how many is here. 3. I had heard that our band was in deficit. 9 million, 13 million. What are we in deficit? I mean, as council members, you should know that information, right? So what are we in deficit? How much?
Monetary, physical, are quite a bit apart. Wish I had papers in front of me, I can't give you an exact figure right now, but it's a substantial amount. But the thing fact of the matter is, and I'm not trying to avoid the question, Garden River's been in debt for 25 years, 30 years. And,
But this is the most right now.
yeah, obviously there were choices that we made for mistakes. They didn't work out the way we wanted them.
Well, we're supposed to learn from our mistakes, but
Exactly.
anyways, are we in the hole major?
We're in there quite a bit, but when you
Yeah.
take your physical assets, we're not that bad. Because if we were to sell them all, it would
Of
even
course,
up.
that don't help out the little peons below.
Well, that's the
So,
thing, and you're
you
right,
know.
you gotta learn from your mistakes. I've been in
So if you keep
there.
making the same mistake over and over and over, like, I mean, God, we're like children. You're worse than children.
You know, it's, we can come together, we can divide it, it's up to us to do that, and we can throw stones at people all we want. The fact of the matter is, if we can't work together, how are we gonna advance?
Well, the other thing, you're talking about technology. I have attended quite a number of meetings, and I have personally witnessed people sitting around that council table and no one speaking up but one person or 2 people. Now, when we throw our vote for someone, we expect them to speak up. If we're going to have just 12 people sitting there like, I don't know what you could say, like there's no voice. Why are we voting for people that have no voice?
I have no idea.
Like no one there, like you people that have not been to a meeting, come there and witness for yourself. I am telling you, they do not open their mouth, the people that are there. And those that do try to open their mouth, you can't make them out. Or everybody's saying, what did he say? What did she say? What? You can't hear a damn thing.
Well, I hope I wasn't one of them.
No, you're not bad.
There's no
You're
microphone.
not bad. But anyways, I have also for all candidates, I want to know in regards to conflict of interest. If you work for the band and you're a council member, are you in conflict of interest? I'd like your answers.
In terms of conflict of interest, if you work for the band, absolutely you're in conflict if you serve on council. Because basically you're overseeing your own job. You know, and let me give you an example. If a manager serves on council and they answer to the CEO, they're supervised by the CEO, but when they're sitting on council, they're the boss of the CEO. You know, there's a direct conflict. You know, so it makes it very difficult, and it results in either issues around nepotism or cronyism, and people are just not, there's a lack of accountability, you know, ensuring that everybody's being accountable and transparent. So yes, there's definitely conflict in my view.
Thank you. The rest of you.
We were trusted because obviously you can't watch it, so, and we all know what happened.
I agree to an extent with you, Chester, that it is definitely a conflict of interest. I think when you're in a managerial position, that almost all the First Nations that I'm seeing are having to change that now. That you no longer can work as a manager for your First Nation. You have to choose one or the other. They're making it a bylaw, and people are having a hard time adjusting because most band offices become employment agencies. We need to give jobs, we need to give jobs, we keep the people happy, give them a job. But then we have to look at Garden River. We have a huge membership compared to many. And we have to look at that. So I think management positions in council are unique and should be declared complete conflicts. I think depending on your position, if you're a fireman, I think it's a little bit different, or if you're the custodian, so I think it's a matter of position more so where we're at in our structure. So I would say to the most part, yes, but depending on the position, because a manager has power per se, because they manage. The director operator has power per se. So that's, I think, again, where Garden River is at in 2011. We're finally at the point where we have to discuss that, where before we never had to. But now we have to, because the garden is much bigger with a lot more vegetables in it. And I'm talking the vegetables who don't talk. So you have these people who are elected who don't say anything, and they're getting a management job 2 years advance for meetings, and they don't show up, and no one says anything. That will be one thing that I will bring at the very first meeting if I get there, that you don't get an advance honorarium, because I've never had a job where I got paid first and never went to work. And I would love that job, and I said that to my mom playfully, coming and said, when I get elected, that's the first time I'm getting my 2-year advance. And the people that say that never happened, bullshit. I was on council for 4 years. I saw what happened there, how many people got paid, and I've never seen them after that, after the meetings. And they tried to declare that a confidential meeting. That's not a confidential meeting. You voted for someone who never showed up and still got the honorarium. That's how you make change. You put an emotion on the first meeting that says you do not get honorarium for not attending meetings. And then second to that, you put in Skype. So my agenda for the first meeting of elected, I will